Good evening, everybody. How are you all doing tonight? Hope you guys are having a wonderful week. It's that time of the year. I was going to say it's that time of the month, but no, we're not going there. It's that time of the year, so everything is all up in shambles, or it's organized chaos. Let's just put it that way. So, hope thank you guys for joining me here tonight. And as indicated by the title of this live, or actually in the description of the live, tonight, unfortunately, this will be the final scheduled live session for 2025. Why is that? Well, because next week, Wednesday, is already Christmas Eve, December 24th. And the week after that, it's already New Year's Eve. So I am not planning on doing a live, as all of you should be spending time with family and friends. So that's what I'll be doing. Now, this is the last scheduled live. Now, that doesn't mean this is the final live. There could be a time, maybe this Friday or even in the coming days, where I just decide on the last minute to turn on the cameras and go live, totally unannounced. But tonight is going to be the final, or the planned, or scheduled, or purposeful, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, tonight will be it. Can you guys believe 2025 is almost done? It seems like just yesterday we were welcoming in 2025, and then, well, I sneezed, I did a couple things and turned myself around, and here we are at the end of 2025. So, okay, let's do some shout outs tonight. And we had some early birds in the chat room. So hello, Miss Carissa. Linda Faust is here. Hello, Linda. And Jackie is here. She's saying hi to everyone. Hello, Jackie. Joanna Petefield. Hello, all. Falling asleep, but I'll last as long as I can. Merry Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas to you too, Joanne. Donna Hoskins. Hey, hey, hey. And Gloria Garris is here. Hello, Gloria. Teresa is here. Hello, Teresa. Miss Kim Burris, we missed you Saturday, but hope everything's all right. She is checking in for tonight and saying hello to everyone. Barb McKinley, hello, hello. I remember to tune in. Okay, Barb. Let's see. And that is the chat bot working now, so I guess that's when the live started. Donna Taylor, hello, hello. Maria Nunez, hello, Maria. How are you? Hope everything's okay. Linda Fugate is saying hello to everyone. Hope you are all set for the holidays. Well, truth be told, I have not done any holiday shopping, so yeah, I guess I'll be baking cookies for everybody. And Donna Taylor, she said hello before. Well, we said hello to you before, but hello again. She's checking in from Oklahoma City. Okay, whoops. And thank you, Donna. She's Donna Hoskins. She's reminding everybody to give a thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. Nights Cuddles Delia. Hello, hello from Bucharest. Ooh, fancy. Well, thank you for joining us all the way from Bucharest. Y'all remember the thumbs up. Thank you, Kim, for the reminder. And Carissa says she's watching on her iPad. Her phone took a dump. And Kim says she got busy sewing and housework getting ready for company. Oh yeah, I can definitely understand that. So Okay, the quilt pieces look really good. Well, thank you, Carissa. All right. So yeah, just some couple of updates. Again, tonight is the final scheduled live for 2025, but that doesn't mean it's going to be the absolute last live. I could turn the cameras on in the future or sometime between now and the end of the month. Just kind of doing impromptu things. So make sure you do have you are subscribed, number one, and then you do have the notifications turned on. Now, I know that the notifications, they don't always work. I get that, so I will try my best to kind of give a heads up to everyone if when or if I do something last minute. I'll try and get a heads up to you all, either as a notice posted right here on YouTube, or a notice posted onto the Facebook Treasure Heart Creations Facebook group. So there's a good chance I may do something really late at night on this coming Friday, but you know, it's been so busy at work that it's hard to kind of plan anything. I was lucky I even made it here tonight. There's a situation that we're having at work, being that we are moving our warehouse and all of our offices. So yeah, that's a huge project and a huge undertaking. Plus, we're also acquiring, or we're buying out another business, one of our smaller competitors. So accounting wise, there's a lot for me to do, and I'm kind of a one-man show there. So yeah, a lot to do with that. I did release like a very short video about Mom's quilt. People were just kind of laughing at my singing, which I don't blame you. But hope you guys enjoyed that if you've seen it. If not, you can kind of search around on YouTube for it. Kind of made up a song on the spot just to do that. Hello, Misty. And Kimber is saying, I got 2 stockings made for 2 youngest grandsons, then quilted 2 big blocks onto a couple of sweatshirts. They turned out well. Ooh. All right. So, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try and do something. Just be forewarned that the camera is gonna start shaking because I have this little teeny camera. It's almost like it's kind of like a GoPro, if you know what that is. So that I can actually move this camera around and that you can see the quilt up close, because right now you can't see the very top. So let's see if this works. Hello there. I know I look funny with this camera, but there you can kind of see the quilt in its, let me move my hand, get a better view of the quilt. Yes, I know that the top here is cut off. It's actually just right under, and I did that because this flower kept falling down. So the top is actually organized in quadrants, where that one was just all 4-inch squares. This is 4 patches kind of sewn together, as so is with this one here. And this quadrant here, I think I finally settled on just this arrangement. I wanted, one of you donated these blocks here, and I wanted to kind of use them up in this, or use at least some of it in there, because the blocks are pretty. I will say that. So I kind of was playing around with the layouts, and I think this is probably what I'm gonna go with. Yeah. And then in terms of arranging all of the Dresdens, or all of the flowers there, each one of these flowers is gonna have like a green stem that's gonna come down to make it actually look like a flower. So And then these half or partial Dresdens here. I am gonna put like an oval shape bud. Well, all of the Dresdens are gonna get a brown colored or some kind of darker goldish color. I'm thinking about using this fabric as part of the center. And then I do have, whoops, see, the flower just fell down. I do have this dark brown, which I'm going to use on some of them as well. And so we will, oh, okay. It's all falling down. It's all falling down. So, again, we're going to cover that with one of those fabrics. And on these half Dresdens here, we're going to do kind of like an ovular shape to make it look like it's a little bud. Okay, and there it went. And then somewhere, because like I know there's a big space right here, I'm trying to keep the flowers. I'm gonna move it around just to play around with the layout, but I don't want it so that one of these flowers crosses in between the big blocks here. This will just make it easier for me to, when I go to applique down the Dresdens, I don't have to worry about the seams in between these two quadrants. So yeah, that's where we are with this right now. Okay, so glad to see that it actually worked. Wrong one. Oh wait, no, there it is. Okay, so hope that you weren't too nauseated by that camera movement. And of course all the pieces just kind of fell down on me, so I'm gonna pick it back up and put it to the side again. Did anybody spot the fabrics that they sent in? I know there was a lot. Let me just say that. I mean, I had a plethora of, I just love that word, plethora. There was no shortage of fabric choices, so let me just say that. Oh, I forgot to mention. Yes, there is going to be a border around it. I'm thinking of using one of these yellow fabrics as an inner border, maybe like a 2-inch inner border. And then right now this is like one big giant square, so I'm either going to do on the top and bottom have like a wider border with more piece blocks in these purple colors, and then just do like a narrow purple border on the sides. I'm still kind of playing around with that idea, but yeah, because I know some people are going to ask, what about the borders? And there it is. Chris Calvo is asking, do you have a certain size you want it to be when the borders are on? So I'm trying to keep it a little bit small. I mean, I don't want to do like this huge queen size quilt because I have to be cognizant of the weight of the quilt, because mom is very, very, well, I just talked with my brother, and mom is very, very frail. She lost a good 30 pounds in the last month or so, and she was already skinny to begin with. So I believe that the doctors are just trying to get her to gain weight again so that she can be somewhat I mean, she's not well, given aside from the fact that she's got cancer, she's not unhealthy. I mean, her blood pressure and all of her vitals are in pretty good shape. It's just she's just losing a lot of weight. So I do have to be cognizant of how heavy this quilt is, which is why I'm trying to wrangle, or not make it too big, and kind of wrangle all of it in. And aside from just the quilt itself, I am planning on making a carrying bag for her. It's probably just going to be either 2.5-inch strips or do like a jelly roll bag. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those, or just do basic squares kind of sewn together. So yeah. Looks great. Well, thank you, Misty. Let's see, wait, let me scroll a little bit back up because I know I'll send you pictures. Okay, Kim. Can I post the pictures? Because I'm pretty sure everybody else would like to see too. Jackie says she's helping her youngest granddaughter with her Secret Santa gift for her daddy. Last year, all 3 girls wanted help. Well, I hope help doesn't mean grandma's gonna sew all of it. Donna says, oh, look, it looks like it spells love. You made me look there, Donna. Kim says that looks neat. Oh, thank you, Kim. Hello, Kat. Okay. Let's see. I'm just trying to make sure I get all the questions because I know there was one more. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, it took me a while to figure out what I'm going to do in this quadrant, but I think this is it. So I didn't have it sewn down, so that's what I'm going to sew tonight. So let's switch cameras.
Here are the product details from Amazon. Pet odor and stain eliminated.
Hey, Alexa, shut up. Hi, Tamara Ford. Okay, so and I'm not even sure why I'm lining this all up, but oh, hello, because I've been mixing up the blocks. I mean, I try to line it up and lay it out, and then what do I end up doing? Just mixing it up anyway. So it's like, what's the point? I do have well, at least I had an intention of having it lay out a certain way. Did you get that brown fat quarter? Yes, Donna Hoskins, thank you very much. I did get the brown fat quarter from someone. Can't quite remember who it was from. Sorry, I thought I heard something snap. And just like this. Did I break thread? No. Okay, thought I heard the thread snap. Okay, cut that. And for the most part, I've actually just been pressing the seams open on a lot of these, just because, well, for one thing, I just don't want to deal with the bulk or just trying to coordinate it, pressing it to the left or to the right. So, yeah, just been on most of the 4 patches. I did, in fact, pressed it over to the side, but on some of these other blocks, I've just been finger pressing the seam allowances open. Again, just to not have to keep track of it, because I end up getting my own self confused with it. I'm just going to finger press these open now so that I can, so it was like that, and now I can sew these two together. This one, I believe, is like this. So I think it went, nope, it went like this. But I don't like that. Nor do I like that. Okay, we'll put it this way. And I can sew these two together. Hello, Miss Pat Strawhouse. Hi, an awful lot going on here at the home front, but I wanted to check in real quick, do a thumbs up, and wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. Well, thanks for stopping by, Sin. Hello, Mr. Molly J. How are you? Glad you made it here tonight. Nice spun seams. Oh, thank you. Whoops. Okay, the camera. It's gonna be one of those nights. I'm surprised the internet is working okay. Yay, T-Mobile. Bad cocks. Bad cocks. Okay, so I can press this, and I will put this on the side for now. Oh, let's see. That seems that. Okay. Okay, I think that ironing or that iron needs a good deep cleaning because it smells like Doritos. And the last block at the bottom. So what is everybody up to tonight? I sent you an email with the pictures. Okay, I'll take a, well, maybe I can do it on here. If I can figure it out. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, I need to ask Becca how she does her, you know, she goes into her Facebook group and shows pictures, so I need to ask her how she does that. because I have not been able to figure that part out. Hi, Chris. Okay. I know people always like to ask how she is doing, so I did get to talk to Mom earlier just to see how things are going. Um, if there's one thing you gotta know about my mother, sometimes, well, okay, English is her second language. She does, sometimes she doesn't know how to pronounce a word or she doesn't know what the word is. And so she will say the darnest things sometimes just to get her point across. And I was talking to her Sunday, just to kind of check in with her. And she has a problem saying breast. So when she just says cancer, she can say cancer, but she has a problem saying breast cancer. When she tries to say it, it sounds like blessed cancer. So she knows that's not right. But the other thing she doesn't know the word removal. So she was trying to tell me that her doctor is actually recommending that she does get the breast glands removed, but she can't say removed. So how does she tell it to me? Um, this is a little vulgar, but well, I think some of you might get a laugh out of this. She says, Eric, next time you see me, mommy's not gonna have booby. And I started laughing because I knew exactly what she meant, saying that she's getting her breast removed. But the way she said it was just like a 2-year-old in an 80-year-old's body. So it was just hilarious when she told me that. And she knows that it sounded kind of like childish. So she started laughing herself. But it was nice to hear her laugh. It's nice to hear that she's not, with everything that's going on, that she's still kind of trying to, try to remain life or maintain her sense of humor. But yeah, she caught me off guard with that one a little bit. But then again, I should have known, because that is what she does. I know some of you may have heard the paperclip story. So that'll give you a good indication as to how she thinks sometimes. Or if you've heard the barbecue story, that's an even better one. Okay. Oh, the seams are nesting. Okay, I can kind of feel it. I thought okay, well, I think this one's gonna get covered up by the Dresden anyway, so. That was cute. You're still her little boy. Yes, Barbara. The funny thing is, though, I'm the only one she'll talk to like that. Like with my brothers, well, with my brothers, they get a little frustrated with her because sometimes they just can't understand her. So that's when they call me to talk to her. And truth be told, there are certain things that I can tell her. Like, of course, the famous question, does this make me look fat? And I'm the only one that is brave enough to just tell her the honest truth. She doesn't trust the opinions of my other brothers when it comes to fashion, or just getting an honest opinion. She'll come straight directly to me. So my brothers, mom will talk to me like that, but she won't talk to my brothers in that manner because, again, they just get frustrated with her. Me, I just kind of go with it, and I just wait for her to say something really silly. Okay. And Christy Smith says, my project for tonight is PJs for Christmas gifts for my grandkids. Ooh. Make me upset. You know, come to think of it, did I ever have pajamas? I still to this day don't have pajamas. I don't think I ever. No, I don't think I ever had pajamas. Even when I was a kid. Well, partially because I was too big for pajamas anyway, so we could never buy or find like a kid's pajamas in my size. But even as I got older, well, I guess I just got used to it, not having PJs. In fact, even at 4 years old, I had to get the small size undergarments or small size men's undergarments. I hope you get to go home for Christmas. What size do you wear? Gigantic? No. Well, actually, even for me, I've been kind of losing a lot of weight. That's primarily because of the medication, for my own health situation. Um, yeah, the metformin has actually been killing my appetite, so I'm not eating as much. I'm getting out a lot more too. So, um, yeah, even my weight is going down, but mine's kind of intentional. Do I get to go home for Christmas? Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it because airfare is just kind of crazy expensive. Um, Last I checked, it was about $700, $700 on the low end, on the high end, all the way up to $1,500. So that's a little pricey for me. Um, Wait, did that go there? Did it go? Yeah, it went there. Yep. So it doesn't look like I'm going to be going. Wait, yeah, look like that. Doesn't look like I'm going to be going home anytime soon, and Mom is sad about it, but she said that she wants to do a family trip next next year in May, because she was supposed to go back to Japan this past October, but then the diagnosis happened, and the doctors wanted to, or she wanted to start treatment right away, so they canceled the trip for October. But I think that was actually a good thing, because now we're planning to take the family and go with her, or take everyone in the family to just do a family trip to Japan in May. So uh, I'll get to, hopefully, I'll get to go at that time. So you still haven't made the pants. Oh, Donna, you didn't forget about that, did you? And no, I have not made the pants. Yeah, good thing Jenny's in Africa right now, because she would be harassing me about that. Well, I shouldn't say harassing me, but kind of jokingly reminding me that you still have yet to make that pants. Doo -doo -doo. Christy says, my grands range from 8 months to mid-30s. Many are package deals. Some ask for them. Oh, exactly. It's time to make the pants. Okay, okay. One of these days, we'll make it. Speaking of which, there's actually, oh gosh, I forgot his name, but I don't know if he's been showing up on your YouTube feeds too, but there's actually a fashion, well, I wouldn't call him a fashion designer, but I also wouldn't call him just a seamstress either. There's a guy out there on YouTube. If I find his channel, um, I'll probably put a post on it, or I'll make mention of it. What he's been doing is he's been finding quilts, and he's been turning them into pants or jackets or some other garment on these quilts. And he's not a quilter himself. He is a garment sewer. So he's learning about quilting through sewing all of these garments. And it's quite fascinating what he's been producing. So if I do find his channel, or if I do find it again, because I was spending quite some time just scrolling through his videos, very interesting. He took a log cabin, made pants out of them, and then he took, I think it was a sawtooth star quilt, and made a jacket, which actually turned out really well. And it's like he's taking the whole quilt and using that as his fabric. It's a full quilt, by the way. It's totally quilted, bound, with batting and everything. And he's turning it into fashion. I thought that was just quite interesting to watch. And sometimes he doesn't know what the name of the quilt block is. So he's like, does anybody know? Leave a comment below. So I look at the comments. All the quilters say, oh, that's a log cabin. Or, oh, that's a pinwheel. this side. Okay, thank you, Kim. She activated tonight's hot topic. So, what is our hot topic for tonight? What are you looking forward to most for the upcoming holidays and towards 2026? I think for me, um, in terms of the upcoming holidays with Christmas and New Year's, I'm just looking forward to having some time, some downtime, quite honestly. Especially these past couple of weeks, it's been so chaotic with a lot of things kind of going on that, well, okay. Technically speaking, we are closed and we are off. However, because we are moving warehouses and moving offices as well. Some of us might actually need to go to work on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, as well as well, we are scheduled to work New Year's Eve anyway. So, yeah. And of course, I mean, it's a extraneous circumstance, but you know, it's got to get done. It's got to get done, right? So I don't mind it actually. I just was kind of looking forward to having some downtime, but you know, if you gotta work, you gotta work. Now, a lot of people that I know here that live in Vegas, of course, a lot of them work at the casinos, and they also have to work, which is kind of a bummer. But then when I talked to a lot of them, they said they're not really bummed out about it because it is extra money and extra pay for them. So of course, on one hand, yeah, I mean, they also wish that they had a little bit of downtime too. But you know, hey, we all can use a little extra bucks, right? Um, Kimber says she's looking forward to seeing a friend she hasn't seen in a few years. Spending time with family and sewing. It's what I'm looking forward to. Misty says, okay, I missed something. What's with the pants? Um, what is it called? Misty, if you look in the Treasure Heart Creations channel, there's a video, I think it's called My First Quilt, and I kind of tell you the story of how I got started quilting. Um, the gist of it is that I wanted to sew my own clothes. So I was looking for tutorials here on YouTube, and I didn't find anything, but first video that came up when I just said, okay, show me how to sew clothes, or show me how to sew, was of course Missouri Star Quilt Company. And here's Miss Jenny Doan. Hi, I'm Jenny Doan from Missouri Star Quilt Company, and yada yada yada. Now of course I didn't know anything about quilting at that time, but I know quilting had something to do with sewing. So my logic was, hey, I might not be learning how to make pants, but at least I'm learning how to sew. And so I started watching, or started to binge watch actually, Missouri Star Quilt Company YouTube tutorials. And since then, I have not looked back and just kept on quilting. Yeah, and I just have never looked back about it. And I always, well, couple of years ago, I made my first trip to Missouri Star Quilt Company, and it just so happened that Jenny Doan was walking around in the store. So when I told her that story, she was like, "Did you ever make those pants?" I'm like, "No." And since then, her and Ron, they would be going around to the various quilt shows around the country, and I would stop in, or I would see them and stop to say hello, and she would always remind me, and she would ask me, "Did you ever sew those pants?" Till this day, I still have it. And now that Jenny and Ron are in Africa, and also Natalie and Misty have kind of, um, you know, they used to accompany Jenny to the quilt shows. And so now every time I see the two, Natalie and Misty, they also ask me, "So, how's those pants coming?" One of these days, I will sew my pants. It'll be, of course, a quilted pants, and it'll shock everybody because I'll wear it at a quilt show. And they'll probably say, "You finally made them." Okay. William from My So-Called Life. Is it William? I don't think so. Maybe it is, huh? I'll have to look it up. Yes. Uh, how's your mother's quilt going? Well, you can see it right behind me there, Cindy. Hi, Diane. Is it Wandy the Maker? Yes, that's right. I believe that is his name. Yeah. Oh, so maybe you guys have seen him. Hello, Miss Katie. Um, okay, Chris Montour is asking, how did you and Tiffany meet? Well, me and Tiffany um, we used to actually join one of our other fellow YouTube friends by the name of Tijuana, or T Quilts. You may have heard of her. Um, we used to actually show up on her lives and just start chatting with everybody. And we were, well, before I started this YouTube channel, Tiffany was already doing hers, but she wasn't as big, or she didn't have as many followers as she does now. Sorry, let me turn this camera off now. And she used to Okay, is the sound on now? I hope it is. Sound went off when you turned the GoPro off. Oh. Okay, so it looks like the sound is back on. Okay. Okay. Let's see, what was I talking about now? Now I have to backtrack. How did I meet Tiffany? It was okay. Without going through the whole explanation again, we actually got to know each other through Quilt. On her, we used to kind of show up on her whenever she would go on live. We used to just kind of show up in the chat. That's the gist of the story. Okay, thank you guys. Missed the Tiffany story. Okay, so how did me and Tiffany meet? We used to, when one of our other YouTuber friends by the name of Tijuana, or some of you might know her as T Quilts. The two of us, whenever T would do a live, the two of us would be on her channel just chatting. And then, of course, I found out that Tiffany had her own channel back in the day. And she used to do her lives late at night, like starting at 10 p.m. Arizona time. And she called it the Insomniac Quilting Series. And so sometimes when I'm getting ready for bed, I'm just kind of doom scrolling. I would pop in to her lives on her channel. And back then she wasn't as big as she is now. There would be like a handful of us. I believe, Kim, you used to join us there too. And we would just talk. Then, of course, the first time I started Treasure Heart Creations, and then she helped me out a lot, just kind of showing me the ropes with YouTube and trying to help promote this channel. Then back in when was COVID? 2020. So 2021 or maybe late 2020. This is when I was still living in California or Los Angeles. I took a road trip out to Lake Havasu to actually meet Tiffany and Scott and Damon and her kids for the first time. That was when the Lake Havasu Quilt Show was going on, and I figured, you know what, I'm going to be in the area anyway, so and that was the first time I ever met Tiffany. And it was so funny because she forgot that I told her I'm 6 feet 6 inches tall. And Tiffany's not, if you ever meet her in person, she's actually not that tall. I mean, she's not a midget, but she forgot how tall I was. And so her first reaction was, wow. Yeah, but yeah, of course, the both of us attribute meeting each other through T Quilts' live streams when we used to kind of show up in her chats. I believe that one was there. See, I told you, I don't know why I lay it all out, because I only get it all mixed up anyway. When did you meet her in person? I want to say it was 2020, maybe 2021. It was actually during the Lake Havasu Quilt Show, and which was coincidentally the same time as around her birthday. Yeah. If you go on Tiffany's Quilting Life, we did a live together that first time we met. I think, what were we doing? We were doing a jelly roll race, which was kind of her thing to do. Of course. And that's right. We did we made a jelly roll race quilt top, and then we actually quilted that quilt on the same live. So it's like a 5 or 6 hour live. And I want to say it was back in 2020, could be 2021, but I know it was in November sometime. Oh, yeah. Kim says, yes, I did love her Insomniac series. So did I, but I wasn't a YouTuber back then, but I have watched them all. That's Christy. Yeah. I've asked her before, and because she used to be a night owl, like a serious night owl, where she would stay up to 5, 6 in the morning, and that's where she would be sewing. And I asked her a couple of times, hey, you ever think you're ever going to go back to that? And she said no. Partially because, of course, Scott he's an early sleeper, and he gets up early in the mornings too. He's also a light sleeper. So when she used to stay up at night sewing, the sewing machine would actually wake him up. Yeah, but now I think she's gotten into a good rhythm where she's kind of sleeping, or she's not staying up that late anymore. So for her to do that series now, it would be a struggle. Well, of course, in the long run, she would get used to it, but yeah, she's got no plans on going back to that schedule. And then she told me, why don't you do it? I'm like, well, no. I can't stay up that late either, especially these days, because we start work at 5. So, hi, Susan. Hello, Sylvia. This one was at the bottom. I didn't sew these two together. No, I don't need to. Well, yeah, now I do. Okay. Wow, did we already go through a whole hour? Okay, so, what about everybody else? What are you guys looking forward to this holiday, or these upcoming holidays, or what are you looking forward to in 2026? Anybody else care to share? Was that when she was sewing in the garage? She did have the long arm in the garage. Yeah, but she did have her own sewing room in the spot or in the same room that she has it in now. Of course, the room was set up a little differently back then. And she didn't have her fabric room because her son was still home. There we go. There's this one, and then I should sew these two together. Wait, something's not right. There should be, oh, I swapped those two, that's why. Darn it. So these two are sewn together. Not supposed to be sewn together like that. Oh well. That's why it looked weird. Yeah, got my rows mixed up. You reminded me of when I was young. Sometimes my mom sewed late at night. I would go to sleep to the sound of the sewing machine. Aww. When I was young, my grandparents punished me by making me operate the pedal of a treadle. Well, my grandmother did. Grandpa was in on it too because he kind of rigged the machine. Yeah, he rigged it so that it could, no matter how fast I moved the pedal up and down, the machine would stay at a constant slow speed. And then Grandma would tell me, go faster, hurry up, faster, faster. Yeah. If she were still alive, I'd buy her a Juki. So she can go as fast as she wants. Okay, I gotta flip this one over now. There. That'll work. Sylvia says, I want to work on bindings. I have 15 quilts to bind. Ooh. You know, one of my goals for next year, I have all these quilt tops done and they're not quilted yet. So I want to start quilting them and start binding them, even though I don't love binding. Oh my gosh, Marilyn, thank you so much. I was wondering, what is this orange message flashing at me for? And I see that Marilyn has made a contribution. So thank you, Marilyn. Let's see. Claudia says, oh, hello, Claudia. She wants to go through all her scraps and try not to buy new fabric. Well, that actually I did this year. And I gotta say, I made a huge dent in, well, after moving last year and seeing how much scraps I have, I made a conscious effort of using up all of the scraps. And so I gotta say I did a pretty good job this year keeping to that. This one was this way. Oh, it was this way. I think. Well, too late now. Yeah, it was that way. Then this was like this. So I will sew these two. And Donna says, I am just wishing my family a Merry Christmas this year and waiting for this snowstorm to pass. That's what I want for Christmas, okay? Well, snowstorm, please stay safe, first of all, and stay warm. Too bad I'm not getting a long arm for Christmas. Aww. Boyfriend doesn't want to buy it? Encourage the boyfriend to do it for you, Carissa. Yeah, but oh my gosh, have you seen the prices on these long arms? Because they're just getting out of control. I can only imagine. Well, I haven't looked at the prices recently, but you know, 4 or 5 years ago, they were already running what, maybe 10, 15 to 45,000, maybe 50,000, even more. But definitely more by now. Was it like this? No, it was like, well, see, I told you I was going to get all this mixed up, so why did I even bother trying to lay it out? I don't know. That's okay. So this one goes here, I guess. Okay, I'm committing to that. I don't know if that was right, and I don't know if that was the original design, but I'm committing to it. Design change. Sylvia says, do you own a long arm? I have the Handy Quilter Moxie. Which for me works. It's not. It's only. It's not a big long arm. Let's just put it that way. But it works for me because I don't do. Well, for one thing, I don't make huge bed quilts anymore. And usually if I'm quilting, I'm doing a very dense design. So having a large throat space won't really benefit me in that sense. So, you know, it works for me, but I know a lot of people say they hate it because it's very limited in the amount of space that you can quilt. And they didn't realize that it was that small. So Yeah, they use it for maybe like a year and they say, yeah, they want a bigger machine. So, but for me, it works. This one goes here. Why do I feel like I'm missing a row? Good night, Donna. Thanks for stopping by. I have to go bag by my front door. Our river is a flood stage, but so far so good for our neighbor. Okay. Well, stay safe, Barbara. Prayers for your safety and prayers that no damage by the river. I've seen the news clips. Yeah, it's pretty serious. So we've had several rivers flooding in Washington. I have kids 30 minutes away if needed, but they lost power today. Well, okay. Why do I feel like I'm moving so slow putting this thing together? Oh, what do you know? I am missing a row. Oh well. So this, how did I get? I have to think of something then. I'll just put a big strip right there down the center and call it a day. How did I miss that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh well. I'll put something in the middle just to fill up the space. This is the block that's all mishmashed anyway. Doo-doo-doo. Whoops. Donna says, the last quilt I quilted was a queen size for my sister 2 weeks ago on a domestic machine. No more now. Ooh, queen size quilt. Wow. On a domestic? Yeah, first time I did that, I said, no, this is not happening. And that's when I said, okay, we are saving our money to buy a long arm. Or there's got to be a better way of doing it. Okay, somehow I miscounted, but we're making it work. Sort of. Well, now this one's out of place. Yeah, we'll make it work. Okay. So then I can do, I'll just sew this row. And then we'll figure out what to do with that middle section. Which river is close to you, Barb? Oh, she's talking to Barbara. Hello, Laura. Just wanted to say hi, a quick hello to everyone. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year and Merry Christmas to you too, Laura. Ow. Yes, I know, right? But don't have any room for long arms or any arms. Oh, I have to turn to handy quilting. Oh. Did I ever tell you guys when I first heard the term long arm, I didn't know it was a specialized sewing machine? I thought it was a prosthetic device for, or some kind of medical prosthetic device for quilting. And then when I saw the first time I ever saw a long arm, um, oh gosh, I feel stupid about asking this now, but um, the question I asked the salesperson was, so do I have to have the handicap sticker to buy a long arm? Because again, I thought it was a medical prosthetic device. Okay, I'll just sew the row together until I can figure out what to do with that middle section. Can't believe I did that. I finished hand quilting my sleigh bells quilt yesterday. Need to trim, cut, and sew. That is Donna. Oh, there, I can do that. Yeah, that's better. Ooh, we're turning rainbow. Okay, I'm just gonna finish these last couple sections and then we will call it a live. I don't know. I'm just shocked that I miscalculated this. I thought I put 7 rows, but apparently not. Well, either that or I just sewed something wrong and I just don't notice it yet. And if you've been watching me on these lives for a while, you know that that's a good possibility. Wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Looking forward to 2026 and whatever Eric has up his sleeve. Well, thank you, Barbara. Yeah, there's certain things up my sleeves. Um, okay, there's that one is complete now. And I can sew this bottom one. You know, there is something actually, now that I think about it, there is something I will miss having this holiday season. And that is, you know, my mother, uh, every New Year's or New Year's Eve, New Year's Eve, um, you know, the family would kind of gather to do a dinner. And my mother, she would actually kind of lay out her own sushi bar. And basically all of us would just kind of say, okay, we want the crab, we want the lobster, we want the ahi, you know, all the fish, all the fixings, and she would make the sushi for us. Now, if you ever eaten sushi, you know it's this little round thing, right? Not my mom's style. Holy cow. You would have to hold it with two hands just to eat it. But it would be a meal in and of itself, but it would be so good because, you know, I mean, it's mom's sushi, right? Mom's cooking. So that is something I will miss by not going home this year. Yeah. That plus the fact if you ever had fresh fish, there's a huge difference in the quality and the taste of it. And I'm talking not supermarket fresh. I mean, you know, the fishermen went out on the boat, caught the fish, and filleted the thing for you and cleaned it out. So, yeah, that kind of fresh. Okay, last two seams. And then I got to figure out what to do with the missing part. I think I got some spare blocks I can throw in there. Did you get by the post office yet? Yes, Donna. Sorry, I forgot to send you the message, but yes, I did receive the package. Thank you so much for that. And I think isn't that where this came from? Now that I think about it. But yes, thank you so much for that, Donna. this one was here. So this goes like this. Okay. Yum, love sushi, but can't eat rice anymore. Oh, well, Carissa, there is something, or you could probably, if you just want the fish, you could do a sashimi plate. That's usually what I do now, since I can't do rice anymore either. Unless I plan on sleeping right after, because yeah, the sugar rush on that, or the glucose rush on that, will basically put me to sleep. What am I saying? Glucose rush. The glucose spike on that will put me to sleep. And for me, that's actually not a good thing. This one is here. Why do I feel like I'm sinking in this chair? My chair is on strike. It's telling me your butt is too big and too heavy. Okay. So I have one small spot there. I'll figure out something. Okay. Well, oh, I forgot that this is on. Hi. So, yeah, I'll figure out what to do in this one section that I missed there later. But yeah, so just to kind of recap, this, for those of you who came in later, this is the final scheduled live for 2025. Now, that doesn't mean it's the absolute last live. I could just kind of do something impromptu or do something at the last minute. If I know ahead of time that I am going to come on and just do kind of a last minute live session, I will try and get the notice out there as soon as I can. But can't promise, can't make any promises on that. So just make sure that you are subscribed and you got the notifications turned on. I know the notifications is kind of hit or miss at times, but I'll try my best to put a notice out there beforehand if I do plan on going live from here on out. Again, it'll just be totally impromptu or kind of last minute though. So yeah. Other than that, I will keep on working with Mom's Quilt. I will be posting shorts and updates and pictures just to keep everybody update about the progress on this. My goal is to actually get it done by next Monday, so I need to get this quilt top put together by Friday, and then I'll be quilting and binding it all weekend this weekend. Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. Mom's already excited to see the quilt. I haven't shown her any pictures, and heaven forbid that she ever finds this channel, because she doesn't even know I do YouTube. So yeah, and that's a good thing that she doesn't know, because if she were to discover YouTube, holy cow, we're in trouble. Okay, let me just kind of... Good night, Jackie. Thanks for stopping by. Hope it made you smile. Yes, it did, Donna. Thank you. The seams look so pretty. Well, thank you, Carissa. Eat lots of sushi and fish. I will. Well, I won't. But if I were to be going home, I would have. Going to get in my PJs. Wind woke me up at 3 a.m. this morning. Gusts close to 50 miles. Wow. That's why people who eat a lot on Thanksgiving need a nap after it. You know, I've been reading some articles that actually say that turkey has some kind of chemical substance that just puts you to sleep. I forgot what they call it. Is it tryptophan? No. I forgot what they call it, though. Interesting article, though. Make some tiny blocks for that spot. I think I will. Or I think I have a few extra 4 patches, so I might just extend it out right there. We'll see. Or I might just put some more of those squares right there, because those are the same size. So we'll see. Thanks for the live. I'll be home alone on Christmas. Aww. Well, Carissa, unfortunately, I won't be home. I mean, I'm not going back home to Hawaii, but I won't be in Las Vegas either. So I'll be out and about in southern Utah exploring. Out in the cold. Yes, I know. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everyone. See you next time. Thank you, Donna. Okay, Merry Christmas to you too, Sylvia. Merry Christmas, Kim. What's the full size of the quilt going to be? Bonnie, it's yet to be determined. I am going to put a couple borders around it. I know I'm going to put a yellow colored border, maybe about a 2-inch yellow colored border, and then I'm not sure how big that second border. I know I want to do it in the purple. I don't know what I'm going to do or make it out of, though. Maybe I'll do some piece blocks, or if I just want to do strips of fabrics on the side. So I'm not 100% set on that, but yeah, I think this will be it. Or this is the middle part. So yeah. And of course, time pending, or if I have enough time, or if I just run out of time, I might just do a yellow border and that's it. So who knows? I'll probably know by the end of this weekend, because I have to get it done. Okay. It's coming along beautifully, Eric. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Same to you, Michelle. Good night, Claudia. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we will see you in 2026. Strip of flying geese would be nice. Oh, you mean for here? Yeah. But then again, I don't want to spend too much time piecing stuff. So, because I need to, again, I just kind of need to get this top done by Friday so that I can actually work on the quilting part and the binding this weekend. So we'll see. But now that you mention it, I mean, I do still have a lot of these 4 patches. I have some of those squares. I could there's more of these pinwheels, so stuff that's already made, I might just end up using those. All right, guys, so that is it for tonight. I want to thank you for joining me here again. Um, again, this is the final scheduled live, but I could do something impromptu or something last minute later on this month. So just keep the notifications turned on, and just I'll try my best to warn everybody ahead of time. But again, I know the notifications are kind of hit or miss on here on YouTube. So yeah. If I don't see you for the rest of this month, have a great, great Christmas. Hug your family for me, even though they don't know who I am. Everybody, please stay safe, because I know certain areas are being hit with blizzards and snowstorms and winter storms and flooding. But please stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy, and have a great, great Christmas. And we will see all of you in 2026. But until then, let's all go out there. Let's all create something. Bye for now. Whoops. Okay, not sure what happened there, but my picture's on there.